unbelievable price. 4 for 99 bucks on genuine Firestones, the winningest tire name ever at Indy. Firestone quality at an affordable price. Got your attention, huh? Hurry in now to your local Firestone retailer.
Before cars had phones, cup holders, or even roofs, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
Enter the Performance Zone with split-fire Performance V spark plugs.
You get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone, only with split-fire Performance Vs, guaranteed.
The Australian Grand Prix, brought to you by the all-new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength. Split-fire, enter the Performance Zone with split-fire Performance V spark plugs. Mobil Motor Oil. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years. And Firestone, and your neighborhood Firestone Tire and Service Centers.
Surfers Paradise, Australia. You ride with Jimmy Vasser, and it's gone away now, but it's still up there. He went through one of the chicanes here, and they have cones out, and he clipped one off. It's sitting right on his rollover bar. There it is, right in front of the camera now. Just pinned to it with his speed here. Oh, come on, Jimmy, get that out of the way.
That's kind of blocking our shot. You'd think he'd be nice enough and rip that thing off with his hand, but I'm sure he's not even aware it's up there.
Yeah, no factor to the car or its operation. As Jimmy Vasser continues his lead over Pruitt, Paul Tracy, Alex Zanardi, Michael Andretti, Christian Fittipaldi, Arthur Johnstone, and Greg Moore. 4 laps are complete. First pit stops, if they run according to the game plan, should come sometime between the 17th and the 24th lap. Whoa. We've been seeing a lot of that this weekend, too. They're really pitching the cars.
Well, that's true. A lot of the guys want to have a stiffer setup, which means they throw it around a little bit like a go-kart. With these tight chicanes and tight corners, you got to have a car that's stiff, and you can pitch it in, get it to turn very quickly so you can make the next turn just as quickly. And so we see that sliding around. The question, of course, is going to be whether that starts wearing out these tires, and nobody's run the soft Firestones that they're on right now a long distance. So we're going to have to see as that fuel load lightens if that becomes a factor.
Jimmy Vasser going over the curbs here a little bit, but being fairly careful about it. 2 Californians out in front. Jimmy Vasser from San Francisco and Scott Pruitt from Granite Bay. Let's go take a look at Stefan Johansson. On board with Stefan now. He runs down in 18th place. But this will give you a good idea of the circuit here.
And he obviously doesn't have a cone stuck in front of the camera. But you see him just touching those curbs, going over them just a little bit. That's pretty conservative. See how quick that wall comes up on the outside there. That's something you always got to be paying attention around here because the wall's not very far away. You make a little mistake, boom, you're in it.
A lot of bumps there. Emerson Fittipaldi in the pits, Jan.
Emerson Fittipaldi has brought his Penske machine in here. It looks like it appears to be some sort of electrical problem. They've taken the side pod cover off, which is generally where they keep all the electronics for the car and for the power plant. So at the moment, Emerson Fittipaldi waits, but's losing lots of time.
Let's go back to the front of the field, looking out the back of Jimmy Vasser's car. That's Pruitt in pursuit, and you can see they have pulled away from the third place car of Paul Tracy.
And of course, that's a little bit of an optical illusion. It looked like he closed up and then pulled out. That's unfortunately one of the cars closing under braking and the other one accelerating away.
So down the front stretch, as Jimmy Vassar continues to lead Scott Pruitt, Paul Tracy, Alex Zanardi, and Michael Andretti. Here at Surfers Paradise, most of the teams stay at the Marriott Surfers Paradise. Great hotel, beautiful big lobby, and lots of swimming facilities. The best news is it's right across the street from the circuit. You can get up, have a cup of coffee, and walk to the track.
27 championships in 13 years, and we still look for ways to improve our truck after every race. When it comes to winning, nothing stands in our way.
You want to know how to choose a motor oil? Take a ride to your local garage and see what the mechanic puts into his own car. Fact is, of all the brands of motor oil, more ASE certified master technicians choose Valvoline for use in their own cars and trucks. So before you buy a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics put into theirs. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Come play the new Valvoline racing game on the net.
Kenny Bernstein is Budweiser King Top Fuel Dragster. Who says you need wings to fly?
It's their first major of the year, their first chance to show the others what they're made of. More than just a golf tournament, it's the Nabisco Dinosaur on ABC.
We're back at Surfers Paradise. Nothing changes at the top of the order. You're right on board with Christian Fittipaldi, who's looking ahead to try and chase down Michael, but we've just gone to a full course caution, and here is the reason. Parker Johnstone straight on into the barrier.
Yeah, he got caught up on the curbing earlier there and just couldn't turn, had to straighten it up, went into the barrier. Unfortunately, that's his second time today because he did it in the morning warm-up.
Bangio, Toyota Power on the Dan Gurney Eagle in the pits. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Paul, Danny was talking before the break about the fact we're going to be watching the optional tire, specifically the Firestone optional tire. Now, here's why. Firestone brought a tire that was moderate in hardness and soft in hardness. The optional tire was the soft tire. That's what many of the front runners decided to qualify on. By the rules, you must continue and start the race on the same tires that you actually qualified on. During the first pit stop, they do have the option to change back to the harder compound. But let me show you how you can tell whether they're running the optional tire or the regular compound. It's a simple stamp like this. Each tire is stamped with the OP. That means it's an option. So during pit stops, we'll be looking to see if the new rubber that goes on the cars has an OP or not.
Well, under this full course caution, he's still on board with Jimmy Vassar, and that code is a little bit. We're trying to decipher the communications between Jimmy and the pit.
That might be disturbing his radio. Of course, you see one antenna out there just to the right of the cone by the right front tire. That's one of his antennas, probably for the telemetry if it's out there. But his radio is usually someplace on the nose, or it could be on that rollover bar and causing the interference.
So here on the first road course, our first temporary of the year, Jimmy Vassar has led right from the green flag. 11 laps into the record book. Under this full course caution, Paul Tracy was one of those that darted in and out of the pits. We're listening to Scott Pruitt's radio now. Emerson Fittipaldi, his problem continued. He took it out for a lap, came back in after changing the electric boxes, and then they changed the spark plugs, and we'll try to keep track of Emerson for you. Jackaroo?
Well, Parker Johnstone's made the long walk to pit road. What happened?
Well, I just got in a little too deep into the chicane and made a mistake, and it's really unfortunate because all of our good friends at Motorola back in the States really needed a good finish here, and I had an incident this morning. The guys at the Bricks Comptech team put a fabulous job putting the car back together. And it's just one of those things. We were trying to conserve fuel. I was down on boost and just made an error looking at something else when I shouldn't have been.
When you are down on boost and trying to conserve fuel, as a driver, does that mean you take more chances? What's the story?
Well, exactly. We dropped almost 4 inches of boost right at the green flag. We recovered a little bit of it. We were still 2 inches down. And you try to overcompensate by getting into the corners, deep under braking, by driving the car as hard as you possibly know how to make up for the straight line speed deficit. And that's the only place where I could hold on to Craig Moore and keep away from Adrian and the guys behind me. I just got into the chicane just 3 inches too deep, clipped the curb, and put me in the wall.
Well, that's it for Parker Johnstone.
Yeah, tough luck for Parker. And Bobby Rahal gesturing to his pit as we run under a full course caution. Nobody else into the pit. Here in Australia, boy, there's the symbol animal of Australia, the kangaroo. Hi, how you doing? A marsupial, the little babies, they call it Joey. Is that great? We'll be back after this, and a word from our ABC stations.
If you settle for a remanufactured engine without a brand name, be sure you've got a pair of name brand shoes. AC Delco Engines, the national brand name with the nationwide warranty. Call for a location near you. Of course, if you come in on foot, we'll understand.
When asked, 9 out of 10 people say they'd rather be on vacation than at home.
Come on.
I'm bored.
You have to
But I have to practice. Mom, she's a train professional. Do not throw the ducks.
Of course, most of the people they asked didn't own a John Deere, because in survey after survey, folks are more satisfied with John Deere than other lawn tractors.
Honey, it's green.
It sure is.
Anything.
Nothing runs like a deer.
On ABC Monday, it's high-impact drama.
God, no!
A parent's worst nightmare.
I want my daddy.
Gotta get him out of there.
A daring rescue that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. A battered wife's desperate cry for help.
I hate big squirts that have to beat on women.
These are the newest heroes on the street. High incident. Then it's high-powered drama.
Are you going to testify, Neil? I'm here to tell the truth.
It's Judgment Day, and the accused stands alone on an all-new Murder One High-Impact Monday.
At Honda, we don't think a car that's affordable and exceptional is too much to ask for. After all, the Accord has carved out a nice niche being exactly that. And now with 3.9% APR financing for up to 48 months, its affordability is more clear-cut than ever. In fact, it's an offer so solid, it's carved in stone. Get 3.9% APR financing for 48 months on any Accord.
Good morning. Ty Kirby.
Room 426.
Hello. Ty
Wants
Kirby.
to survive his first interview.
Rubbish. Sit up straight. Don't talk too much.
Good day to you, Mr. Kirby. Good luck, sir.
Good. My lucky shoes. Hello? I'm Ty Kirby. I'm ready.
Marriott, when you're comfortable, you can do anything.
Could sugar-free gum be hazardous to your health? Monday at 5.
The Australian Grand Prix continues.
We're back at Surfers Paradise, Australia, ready to go green once again. And the green flies at the start-finish line as Jimmy Vasser acknowledges it, begins his acceleration up to above 184 miles an hour. But Scott Pruitt is right there and beginning to charge once again. The whole field, of course, grouped up as a result of the yellow flag for Parker Johnstone. Back down the order, you see Paul Tracy sitting just behind in third place. Then Alex Zanardi, Michael Andretti.
Of course, right before that yellow, Jimmy was pulling out a little bit, and then it looked like Scott was